over there. I really do appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Oh my God, do. Somebody please say it ain't so. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Docs Daily, where you get highly classified documentations from your boy, Sean Blazy. Ha ha ha. But ain't nothing funny though. What a lot of people fail to realize about the Tupac and Biggie situation is that even though it happened over 30 years ago, it's still relevant to today because people was thinking the wrong things because you didn't have access to the stars. Suge Knight didn't have an Instagram. Biggie didn't have a Twitter. You didn't have a glimpse into what was really going on. So I'm just going to let y'all know right now, Suge Knight loved Biggie Smalls. I mean, Biggie was Suge's favorite rapper. Suge wanted to sign Biggie so bad that he went on the Source Awards and told everybody, look, if you tired of Diddy dancing all in your videos and you tired of all that BS and you want a real music producer, come to Death Row. That's how bad he wanted Biggie on his record label. His whole goal for Death Row was to take an East Coast rapper, put him on some West Coast beats so he could have the best of both worlds. He wanted to do this so bad that he was trying to start Death Row East. He's like, I love my West Coast artists, but I need me an East Coast artist. And Tupac wasn't good enough because where Tupac messed up, he was an East Coast artist, but Suge Knight got him for a bargain. And he didn't value Tupac like everybody else because he really wanted Biggie. It's just like the NBA. Everybody want LeBron on their team, but if you can't get LeBron, you'll settle for a DeMar DeRozan. But in his heart of hearts, Suge Knight wanted Biggie, and he shared his idea with Diddy. He told Puffy, look, man, I want to sign Biggie, get him over here to the West Coast, put him on some West Coast beats. We gonna go platinum. Puffy stole his idea, took Biggie, put him on some West Coast beats, and that's where the real Bad Boy and Death Row beef started, man. Now, it's a bunch of stuff we gonna get into tonight. It's looking like before Biggie passed, he was going back to Cali. He made a song about it and everything. He was gonna sign with Death Row. That's why every interview you hear with former Death Row artists, I don't care who it is, Snoop Dogg, Love Biggie, Jewell, she doing interviews with the Art of Dialogue talking about how her and Biggie used to smoke and how she was with Biggie the last night he passed. That's because the whole West Coast wanted Biggie on their side, but they had to settle for Tupac. And I'm not saying Tupac wasn't a big deal, but lyrically, everybody loved Big Papa. Now, I know this is hard for y'all to follow. It sounds like I'm talking a bunch of nonsense, but let's get into the first segment so y'all can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Reggie, cut that music off. Thank you so much, bro. Y'all got to hear this, man.
Because that was a real motherfucker who just ain't in the game.
Hold on, wait.
You take two executives in the business. You take me, you take Puffy. Biggie was hot as a motherfucker. I like Biggie on the microphone. Can't take that from Biggie. I think if sooner or later Biggie would have been on Death Row, because we was pushing a line that was about him.
Pause. I got to run that back. You heard it from Suge Knight's mouth. He said eventually Biggie was going to be on Death Row because he was too cold. He was the hottest MC at the time. Suge knew that Biggie was a better lyricist than Tupac. And no homo, but he had a hard on for Biggie. He just wanted him on the label.
Oh my goodness.
Now listen, let me play it back so y'all can listen, because we got a lot we got to get into.
You take two executives in the business. You take me, you take Puffy. Biggie was hot as a motherfucker. I like Biggie on the microphone. Can't take that from Biggie. I think if sooner or later Biggie would have been on Death Row, because we was pushing a line that was about him. But like, if you look at it, when Pac moved on, I mourned, that's my little brother. And it was about trying to put Pac in the right perspective and keep pushing this what he believe in. When Biggie passed, it's about Puffy getting the opportunity to become a rapper. Because if Biggie wouldn't have left, Puffy wouldn't have been a rapper. So Puffy benefited more by Biggie not being here than Biggie being here.
Listen, he's so bitter about Biggie not being on death row. He like, when Tupac passed, I mourned, but it didn't benefit me whatsoever. His mother took over his catalog. Jimmy Iovine, everybody at Interscope, they eating off his plate. It's not like I got rich off of Tupac passing. I made a little bit of money, but not compared to what Puffy made when Biggie passed away. And that was his brainchild. Like, I could have became a rapper if I would have signed Biggie. Because Biggie was writing all them lyrics. Because Biggie is versatile. Biggie wrote lyrics for Lil' Kim, Lil C's, and you would have never knew that Biggie wrote those lyrics if they didn't tell you that Biggie wrote it. But Tupac, if he was writing for Suge Knight, everybody would have knew that Tupac was writing for Suge Knight. It's only so many words you could rhyme with enemies and Hennessy.
Oh my goodness.
So Suge was salty about that. Like, damn, you stole my artist. You making billions of dollars. I'm sitting up in jail and I had to settle for Pac. Let's continue on with this, man.
I lost when Pac went in the game because that made me have bitterness towards the game. Because that was a real motherfucker who just ain't in the game. Today, or maybe next year sometime you might hear him again. Hey.
He's sitting there reminiscing about the possibilities of Biggie signing with Death Row. That would have made a whole lot of people happy. The West Coast don't want to admit it, but if Biggie would have came to the West Coast instead of Tupac, they would have been a lot more happy with Biggie. And this is the cold part. It's starting to look like Biggie and Suge set up Tupac just to get him out the way so they can do their thing together. Because Tupac was a Gemini. Rest in peace to the brother. But he was all over the place. He didn't know if he was from the West Coast, the East Coast, a Crip or Blood or Thug Life. He was just too much. And Suge was annoyed with all of that. He was annoyed with the West Coast, period. Like, let's just start Death Row East. And I don't even have to deal with y'all busters no more. And not to say people on the West Coast busters, but Suge Knight was tired of it. Y'all got to remember, when Suge Knight first started out, he was doing security for NWA. So he was able to be around Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, all these East Coast artists, and he admired these people, rather he want to admit it or not. And that's why you got the rapper The Game said he was between Biggie and Puffy. Well, Suge and Puffy back in the day. He was going back and forth because they both wanted the game. The same way they both was fighting over Biggie. But eventually, Dr. Dre wound up with him. In 1993, A&R executive and record producer Sean Puff Daddy Combs founded the New York-based hip-hop label Bad Boy Records. He enlisted Brooklyn-based rapper Biggie Smalls as the label's debut artist. In August 1995, Death Row CEO Suge Knight, who worked closely with Tupac, took several digs at Bad Boy and Combs at that year's Source Awards. During his speech, Knight said, "Any artists out there that want to be an artist and stay a star," because he already knew what Puffy had lined up for Biggie, and don't want to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos. He was shooting his shot at Biggie. He wasn't taking shots. He was shooting shots like, "Big, we got all this money over here. We got all the weed. We got all the women." And that's why when Biggie made the song Going Back to Cali, he was making it seem as if he was about to sign with Death Row. And Suge Knight was waiting, but somebody couldn't have that. People want to say Suge Knight set up Biggie. No. I'll tell you a million times, even the people that investigated this, rap veterans doubt alleged Suge Knight linked to Biggie's murder. No. Not his beloved Biggie. He loved Biggie more than Tupac, but people just don't realize how much he loved Biggie. I need y'all to take a good look at this real quick. Reg, cut. Yeah, thank you. All right, y'all got to see this, man.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Death Row family on both sides, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We ride with him.
Now, listen.
Oh my goodness.
There's allegations that Tupac got sexually assaulted in jail. And once that happened, you kind of lose all street credibilities, but you can still bounce back as long as you play tough enough. But those are all rumors. We don't know this for sure, but if anybody knew, Suge Knight knew. And while Tupac was in jail, Suge at the Source Awards talking about, Tupac, keep your guards up because we riding with you. Like, don't let them do that again, Pac. Squeeze them cheeks. Because if you come into death row, and this is something else that people fail to realize. Danny Boy recently came out the closet. But who's to say he wasn't already living that lifestyle when he was still on death row? And he was best friends with Pac and Suge Knight. So what was that all about? Hold on, let me type this in real quick, because I swear we got a lot of stuff we got to get into. And while I'm looking this up, y'all got to head over to the after party after this video. I got it all set up, man. We just going to be playing some video games in the ShawnBlazeDocs arcade. So make sure y'all come through, show me some love. But without further ado, y'all got to look at this here, man. Danny Boy sheds a tear over coming out. Danny Boy confirms homosexuality. Suge Knight gay and all this other stuff. I was doing gay things with R&B singers in the industry. Danny Boy just going on and on and on and on about all this stuff he was doing back in the day. But now it's okay to come out with it. But you was real buddy with Suge Knight. Everywhere Suge Knight went, he got Danny Boy by his side. And he told Tupac to keep them guards up because we riding with you, Big Daddy. Listen at this.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Death Row family on both sides, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to tell...
Wait, I'm sorry for keep stopping this, but he looked like he's so sick of his Death Row family.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, oh, God, you got to show up. You got Crips and Bloods. Ain't nobody take no bath. They throwing up all these retarded hand signs and stuff. He was just trying to be a rich executive and not put up with all that stuff.
My whole entire Death Row family on both sides, you know what I'm saying?
He rolled his eyes.
I'd like to tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We ride with him. And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star.
Hold on, wait a minute. He gave Biggie eye contact when he said that. Listen, because he looked at Snoop Dogg and rolled his eyes. They showed Snoop Dogg. He rolled his eyes and looked at Biggie and said this.
I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
He been trying. Before Tupac got out of jail, he like, look, Biggie, I got a proposition for you. They said Tupac signed his contract on some toilet paper with Suge Knight, so that lets you know that he ain't give a shit.
Oh my goodness.
If he had Tupac or not. He wanted Biggie. And then when Tupac came to the West Coast, he had a seizure on stage and then had the nerve to go at prodigy of Mobb Deep, talking about when I see you, you gonna have a seizure. Allegedly, Tupac already had a seizure, and I'm not trying to dig at Tupac because I know he's no longer here, but this West Coast, East Coast stuff gotta stop. West Coast people been wanting East Coast rappers to represent for the West Coast. And that's why half of them hot rappers like Rise Kaz, The Game, and all them dudes that really be spitting, they all from the East Coast, but they just don't want to admit that because they really wanted Biggie. It's like having Michael Jordan come play for your team. They don't give a damn where Jordan from. All they know is that he can ball. But if you got to settle for Mike Bibby or Seth Curry, then sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And like I said, the homies on the West Coast wasn't really feeling Tupac like that because he had a seizure in front of all of the West Coast gangsters. Listen at this.
Damn.
What people don't know, and they think he did a whole bunch of songs that day, Pac didn't. I guess he was so excited, or not excited, for lack of a better word, but happy or feeling good, where they were smoking and drinking. He had a seizure that night. And
Pac had a seizure?
He had a seizure.
The first night?
Fell out first night out. And like I said, this was probably like 5 o'clock when his plane landed.
That had to be disheartening for the West Coast. That's like I said, man, you get a star player to come play for your team, and the first day he get there, he have a seizure on the basketball court.
Oh my goodness.
You're like, oh no. Like, we can't win no championship like this. But they had to sweep a lot of stuff under the rug just to continue on with the whole Tupac campaign. Let me run that back.
Wow. And I was like, damn.
What people don't know, and they think he did a whole bunch of songs that day, Pac didn't. I guess he was so excited, or not excited, for lack of a better word, but happy or feeling good, where they were smoking and drinking. He had a seizure that night.
Oh my goodness.
Pac had a seizure?
He had a seizure.
The first night?
Fell out first night out. And like I said, this was probably like 5 o'clock when his plane landed. Probably by 9:30, he had a seizure that night, where myself and his security that I assigned him to that day was named Kevin Hackey. We had to get him and take him to the Peninsula Hotel and get him checked into his room.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
They're like, man, is this what we got to look forward to? It wasn't even 5 hours. They trying to get their smoke on and drink on. Now, here's some alleged footage of Pac having a seizure with his new West Coast homie. So, Reg, cut that off. Y'all got to see this. And let me know if y'all think this is authentic or not.
Yeah. Going into convulsion. And he ain't breathing. And he's foaming out the mouth, man. Yo, he dead.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hey, shout out to the West Coast. We got a lot of stuff we got to get into. Y'all got to listen to this. Hold on. Okay, y'all got to hear this. Damn, hold on. Reggie, man, stop laughing and get this thing working, man. I'm sorry. I had another segment for y'all, but this dude over here, he trying to hold his laugh. He messing up the whole program. I do apologize for that. Okay, here we go. Here's Suge Knight over here speaking about how he signed Tupac to the record label. Listen at this.
Man, Pac is one of the best. That was my little brother. Before he was one of my little brother, was just the truth about it. Interscope didn't want him. They wanted to give him to me because Pac would always come up there and call him the devil. God's the devil, right? So when Pac, I was talking to him to slow it down, Pac was, being Pac cocky. Everybody was mad enough. Now let him be him. When Pac got shot in New York, I guess everybody else was sending flowers and roses. I sent him a bulletproof vest with the Death Row logo on the back so they don't get scared now. So when Pac went to prison, Keisha kept calling my office saying she was his wife. Everybody laughing at her. So I took a call one day. He was telling the truth. I grabbed my lawyer. I'm on house arrest with a house ankle bracelet. Got my private plane. Took a private plane out there. Took another plane to there. Took an hour and a half ride to the prison. Went to go visit.
Wait a minute. Suge sound like he wasn't even thinking about Tupac like that. He said he sent him a bulletproof vest with a Death Row logo on it and said, "Don't be scared now."
Oh my goodness.
Like, you talking that gangster the best I could do for you is give you a bulletproof vest, homie, and keep it moving. He was not interested. He said Jimmy Iovine and Interscope didn't want Tupac. Like, so we don't want him. You want him? I don't want him. You want him? He said Tupac kept calling the studio every day, and he finally picked up the phone like, "What?" And Tupac trembling, snot coming out his nose, and "Come get me." He said, "All right," but he really wanted Biggie. He like, damn, this man blowing up on the charts. And Suge Knight is a big dude, so he loved it when women call him Big Papa as well.
Oh my goodness.
That was his jam and his lowrider. I love it when they call me Big Papa. He liked that cigar. Got all them hoes rubbing on his hairy chest and his big belly. Biggie CD was his favorite CD. He can relate more to Biggie than he can relate to Pac because they both fat.
Oh my goodness.
So he was waiting for Biggie to make up his mind. Like, he gonna get sick of Diddy dancing in the videos and all that stuff. He gonna come to Death Row. He was banking on it. But Tupac kept begging like Felicia on Friday. Listen, y'all, I gotta run that back one more time.
Man, Pac is one of the best. That was my little brother. Before he was my little brother, was this was the truth about it. Interscope didn't want him. They wanted to give him to me because Pac would always come up there and call him the devil. God's the devil, right? So when Pac, I was talking to him to slow it down, Pac was, being Pac cocky. Everybody was mad enough. Now let him be him. When Pac got shot in New York, I guess everybody else was sending flowers and roses. I sent him a bulletproof vest with the Death Row logo on the back so they don't get scared now.
Oh my
So when Pac went to prison, Keisha kept calling my office saying she was his wife. Everybody laughing at her. So I took a call one day. He was telling the truth. I grabbed my lawyer. I'm on house arrest with a house ankle bracelet. Got my private plane. Took a private plane out there. Took another plane to there. Took an hour and a half ride to the prison. Went to go visit. And got Pac out of prison.
Okay. So let me ask
If
you.
it wasn't for Keisha, I wouldn't have been there.
So Suge, share a story with us that about Tupac that don't nobody know. Nobody.
Okay, we gonna get into that story, but that just goes to show Pac was not number one on the list. He was not the top priority. Said, tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We riding with him. Because we know what's going on in jail. But if you want to be on a real record label and you sick of Diddy and he doing all that goofy stuff in your videos, please come to Death Row. How come he didn't say, Tupac, come to Death Row? Or we got Tupac on Death Row, or we want Tupac on Death Row? He was too busy shooting his shot with Big Papa. Now let's listen at this story that Suge Knight had to tell that nobody ever heard before about something that happened with him and Tupac. Yo, play that.
Nobody's ever heard.
Well, two of them. One of them is that when Pac first when I went to go visit, I tell him all the stuff I'm going to have for him. So when Pac gets there, I send a private plane, I send a limo, pick him up, all that shit. He gets to the studio, I give him a briefcase with $1 million cash in it. I give him all the jewelry, all the shit. The first song we ever did was My Business as a Rider. Which the hook was already on there and the track was already done. Pac goes in and starts rapping on the motherfucker, right? And I couldn't believe how good it's that. And so I said, what you think? I said, oh, man, it's all right. Do it again. And I'm telling the engineer, don't race it. So he does it again, you know. So what you think? I said, man, I ain't quite as convinced. I'm trying to see, could I piss him off and say, fuck this shit? But I couldn't do it. So he just kept getting better and better.
Why would he want to do that?
Oh my goodness.
He didn't want him there in the first place. He said Pac did the song. Suge, how'd I do? It's all right. Do it again. He was pimping him when he first got there because he never wanted him there. How did I do? But don't erase it, though. We gonna sell that. But don't erase it. I just want to see if I could piss him off so he could take his ass back to the East Coast and I can go get Biggie.
Oh my goodness.
That's what was going through his mind. Because why would you want to piss off Pac? He in there making music. If it's hot, tell him it's hot. But he felt like Biggie could have did a better job. You in here reading with the notebook and you got the paper all up to your face looking cockeyed. Biggie could do all that stuff off of the top of the head. And that's fascinating to a music executive when your artist is sitting there mumbling to himself and next thing you know, he got a platinum hit that he pulled out of thin air compared to some dude with a number 2 pencil, scribbling, scratching, and erasing and ripping up papers. You got paper balls all in the studio. Suge didn't want to deal with that. He wanted that big, smooth Biggie. He could have went out to eat with Biggie. They could have got some girls together. They could have smoked together. They could have went shopping with Biggie, sharing clothes. He couldn't do none of that with Pac. But that's the main reason why he was trying to piss Pac off so he can go get what he really wanted. It's sort of like if you get some shoes, but they not the ones you wanted, you gonna go out and scuff them up and walk all in the dirt so you'll have an excuse to go get the shoes that you really wanted. Let me play that back one more time. I'm so sorry. Listen at this.
I grabbed my lawyer. I'm going to pay. If it wasn't for Keisha, I wouldn't have been there.
So Suge, share a story with us that about Tupac that don't nobody know. Nobody's ever heard.
Well, two of them. One of them is that when Pac first when I went to go visit, I tell him all the stuff I'm going to have for him. So when Pac gets there, I send a private plane, I send a limo, pick him up, all that shit. He gets to the studio, I give him a briefcase with $1 million cash in it. I give him all the jewelry, all the shit. The first song we ever did was My Business as a Rider, which the hook was already on there and the track was already done. Pac goes in and starts rapping on the motherfucker, right? And I couldn't believe how good it's that. And so I said, what you think? I said, oh, man, it's all right. Do it again. And I'm telling the engineer, don't erase it. So he does it again, you know. So what you think? I said, man, I ain't quite as convinced. I'm trying to see, could I piss him off and say, fuck this shit? But I couldn't do it. So he just kept getting better and better. So finally he does it. We stack it. He come in, we play it back as a hit, right? We go outside, and I open the motherfucking limo up, and it's literally 10 naked bitches in the limo for him. He said, what's that? I said, that's you. I said, man, go to the hotel, have a good time, talk to them more. I said, you bitches don't take none of this motherfucking money, don't smoke all this weed up, right? We laughing. As we talking, he falls out, and I grabbed him about to bust his head open. I wake up, I said, what's up? He said, oh, man, I had too much drinking, too much smoking. My system's too clean. I said, yeah, I can hear it now. I pushed you down if you bust your head open, right? And that's one of them.
Wait. You mean to tell me that this man was around all them dudes in the studio and he was absolutely fine, smoking weed and the Hennessy with all the thug passion in the air? A limo pull up and it's a bunch of bad women up in there and he had a seizure?
Oh my goodness.
But then again, he was in jail for a long time. And opened that door. One of the girls was bending over, picking up something, and Pac passed out, and Suge had to catch him. Them must have been some bad bitches.
Oh my goodness.
It was either that, or he ain't know what to do with them women's. Or maybe Suge just making up a whole bunch of stuff. But if two people say he passed out and had to take him to the hotel to get him checked in, he couldn't even get in a limo with the girls. What did they do to Pac in there? But either way, rest in peace to Tupac, man. But one thing for sure, if the West Coast can rewind time and pick Biggie or Pac, you would see Biggie in a lowrider by himself because can't nobody else fit in the damn car.
Oh my goodness.
To live and fry in L.A.
And the other one was in Cabo. So we in Cabo, and we got a couple of bitches with us, we having fun. And I was always taking care of the people at Cabo, but we was on my yacht. And we look at the beach, there's all these pretty girls out there. Pop, oh man, we need to get over there. I said, you can swim like me, we can swim over there. He said, I can swim better than your big ass, so let's find out. We take our watch off, jury off. We jump in the ocean. I'm taking my time swimming on top of the water. Pop swimming underwater. He backstroking. He side stroke. He doing all this crazy shit, right?
Right.
Then he get tired. He said, I can't swim no more. I can't do it. I'm tired. So I swim to him, and I let him to get his rest. I say, okay, I'm spreading the water. I said, man, okay, get your rest, man, but we got to swim. So when I let him go, he jumped back on me on top of my head and pushed me under the water, right? I said, oh, fuck. So I throw him off me, and he goes underwater. Then I got to go underwater and find him. Once I find him, I pull him back up. I'm trying to swim to the beach, but I'm calling everybody, we need help, we need help. By the time he gets there, right, they help us, they take Pac. But they leave me. I said, oh, now here I am, about to drown. So I barely made it to the motherfucking beach, dragging, sweating and shit, get to Pac, and introduced some little dumping on trying to get him out the mouth. But I said, no, man, don't do it. I can't move my left leg, but I don't want him to give me out the mouth.
Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
This would have never happened with Biggie. First of all, you would have floated on Biggie belly all the way to the beach with the women's. Biggie wouldn't have drowned in no water if y'all was trying to swim to the coastline to get with them females, man. Let me run it back, because I know y'all heard what he said, but let me paint the picture for you. Him and Tupac on the yacht, they look and see some bad women twerking on the beach. And they like, damn, we got to get to them girls right now. So they take off their jewelry. They both hop in the water and they swim into the girls. And Tupac doing backstroke, side bends, and all this extra stuff, being extra.
Oh my goodness.
And Suge Knight taking his time. And they said Tupac was a ballerina back in the day. So hold on, let me type this in real quick, just in case y'all think I'm trying to speak bad about Pac. Tupac ballerina. Hold on. Y'all gotta see this. They said he auditioned for Cats and he was doing ballet. So I can only imagine what he was doing in that water. His ass probably did a 360 spin backdrop, quadruple breaststroke. And Suge Knight like, damn, I bet you Biggie wouldn't be doing all that.
Oh my goodness.
Tupac run out of breath. Suge gotta go save him before he drowned. The first day he got there, he had to catch Tupac because he fainted. I feel for Suge. And I understand why he hate Puffy so much, because you stole something that could have been very valuable. And if Biggie would have went to death row, they would both still be alive. Because Biggie wasn't about to claim no Crips or no Bloods. It's Brooklyn. Okay, let me run that back a little bit. Listen to this.
There, right? They help us. They take Pac. But they leave me. I said, oh, now here I am, about to drown. So I barely made it to the motherfucking beat, dragging, sweating and shit, into Pac, and introduced some little dumping guns on, trying to get him out the mouth. But I said, no, man, don't do it. I can't move my left leg, but I don't want him to get me mouth to mouth. So I was going to pick him up. And when I went to pick him up, all the salt water started coming out of it.
Yeah.
So I had to carry this motherfucker to where it was a little Easttown old pickup truck that took us to the hospital. And the dude said if he wouldn't have threw up, he would have died. You know? And, you know, it wasn't on purpose, just a blessing that we got blessed and we made it through. But Pac is one of the most loyal.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
People you ever meet in your whole entire life. Man, Pac is
That is something else, man. Ever since he got involved with Pac, it's been scarce. You invest all this money in this man and all these near-death experiences. So when they was in Vegas and the car got shot up, actually before he even got to death row, he had a brush with death. Why would you even want to sign to something called death row when you just almost died? That's just a sign like, no, you don't need to be here. And Biggie had an album called Ready to Die, so he was ready to go to death row.
Oh my goodness.
What was Tupac's album before he went to death row? Me Against the World? That ain't got nothing to do with death row. Biggie was his real prodigy, y'all. And that's why he was hating Puffy so bad. Y'all gotta listen to this too. Pay close attention to what P. Diddy had to say about the situation.
Or it had to hit you late. Now, Diddy, that famous Source Award speech where Suge got up there and he said, dancing all in the videos and all that. Did you thought that was you immediately or it had to hit you later?
I really couldn't believe it because homeboy, me and him were friends.
Wow.
Who's Suge? Yeah. He would pick me up from the airport.
Wow.
You know,
I've never heard this before.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we got to break some news here. He picked me up from the airport, the whole entire thing, and so it kind of had me taken back because I spoke to them as they were there. You know,
right. So when he picked you up at the airport, is it pre death row, like when he was the bodyguard?
I was the first. First of all, I was the first young nigga in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From 17.
Hands down.
And so then I was the first young cat coming out
like
here. Soul Train
era
Music Awards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Renting the fly cars from the African cats out there. So you know, I was really bumping with the cats out here. I used to have the CeeLo and the Crap games. You know, up in my hotel room. You know what I'm saying? And I was from New York, and they was giving love, and I would know to invite all the different cats from the streets and everything. So, you know, that's how we kind of like met up.
Like I said, the West Coast wanted that East Coast flavor to represent because they know them Jerry curls was whack.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's all good when you in the hood and you got on your flip-flops and your socks with your khakis and stuff, but you look like a damn clown on BET with some rollers in your hair. That's like airing out your dirty laundry. The world don't need to see that. A grown man with a candy curl, juice dripping, got finger waves, like it was embarrassing. They wanted that East Coast flavor. That's why when Puffy was going out there back in the day, they showed him so much love. Like, look at this dude. Look at his shoes. Look at his swag. He ain't greasy. He ain't juicy. We need somebody like him to represent the West Coast. Not them dingy ass khakis with them plaid shirts. Ain't got no swag. Suge and Puffy was tight back in the day. And you know Suge was telling him, man, if I could get an East Coast artist, put him on some West Coast beats, that'd be fly. And Puffy turned around and stole his idea. That's what threw him over the edge. Listen.
Stayed in touch and the whole thing, and you know, I was just networking with the brother, and he would come pick me up from the airport, show me a lot of love. You know, I really had thought we were cool, you know what I'm saying? Right. Cool acquaintances, you know what I'm saying? Just being respectful from people coming into other cities and stuff. Right. And so when he had said, I was like, whoa, I definitely feel where that's coming from. I know that I'm not, what? Yeah. Are they crazy? I was like, wow, and I was like, I could blow this thing up right now,
Very true.
And I decided I just felt it was really dangerous. You know what I'm saying? In a way, because the crowd was really with me
Benzino
and with
was
Bad
on
Boy.
here and said he said they could have did that.
Yeah, they were just looking for the word or the like throw something up and it's just crazy. And so then
He said if he wanted to get ignorant, he could have got ignorant. The East Coast could have tore up the building. They could have got at all them West Coast dudes and shut it down. But he didn't want to do that because it was dangerous. But in all reality, he didn't want to do that because Biggie didn't want him to do that.
Yo, chill, Puff. Yo, Suge, my man. That's my man, man. He just want me to go to death row. I don't know, man. Just think about it. So, see what happens in the future, Puff.
That's why Puff didn't turn up like that. Because Suge was eyeing Biggie and Biggie was eyeing Suge. And the first chance Biggie got, he got on the song, going back to Cat. He was happy Tupac was gone because he could finally get the hell away from Puffy and go be with Suge. And Suge was happy too. They was gonna finally get together with the whole Death Row East. But like I said, somebody didn't want it to go that way. But it wasn't Suge. I'm just gonna say that.
We went to the tunnel, you know what I'm saying? And homeboy was in the tunnel, and we go and have a conversation. This is time where we run the tunnel, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The whole bar is mine.
Right.
Let's not get it twisted, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
I'm ordering garbage buckets of champagne. People are ordering like little things, garbage buckets. Started the bar is where I would just stand and walk around. My feet wouldn't touch the floor.
Make some noise for Puff flossing.
You feel me?
But shout out to the guy that ordered a beer at the bar as well.
So to make a long story short, this is where the after party's at, of course, at the world famous tunnel.
Right.
And so then when I ran up and I asked him, and he said, "Nah, I was talking about Jermaine Dupri." And I was just like,
wow.
Yeah, I was just like,
wait, hold on, what?
I was just like,
I never heard this, Puff.
I was just like,
you giving us too much. You
Yeah.
trying to be number one.
Go ahead.
Keep going, Puff.
Wow. Said when he confronted Suge Knight about the whole come to death row, you tired of the people dancing all in your videos, Suge Knight told him, no, I was talking about Jermaine Dupri. And Puff like, hey, he probably was talking about Jermaine because he be dancing in the videos and doing little midget stuff with his artists too. So they just kept it moving. But everybody know that Suge Knight was talking about Puff, but they still had love for each other at the end of the day. But Puffy didn't like the fact that Biggie was getting ready to do business with the West Coast dudes, man.
Puffy, say something. You said, I don't care if Pac gotta die, I don't care if Big gotta die, something has to change.
Right.
When did he say that?
Right after the Soul Train thing. He said, we got back to the house, we did a walk around. My man went upstairs, then we did a walk around. He stayed in the limousine. You understand? So now I got Chaz on the phone, and I'm like, yo, Chaz, I can't believe, man, I was about to, blase, whoop-de-whoop, and this nigga ran. And he said, yeah, he ran. I said, yeah, Chaz. So Puff came in and everything like that. And then Puff went upstairs. He said, yo, he did what? And as Puff was walking up the steps, I said, yeah, he ran, man. And he said, why you tell him I ran? Why you ain't tell him I took a left? I was like, I just took a left. He said,
now he talking about at an award show. I know a lot of y'all probably heard this before. I got to break it down for y'all, though. Talking about how at an award show, Puffy ran into Tupac and Suge Knight, and Puffy ran the other way, and they just kept it moving. They didn't chase him or nothing like that because they knew what it was all about. They knew what Puffy did, and Tupac was upset with Biggie because he knew that he was Suge's top priority. That's where the jealousy comes from. Like, damn, I'm Tupac, but in all reality, they respect you more than they respect me lyrically. Now, you can't take nothing away from Pac's legacy and all the stuff he did, but them rhymes was real repetitive. If you heard one song, you heard them all for the most part. So that's what that was all about.
Chad said, what'd he say? He said, why I tell you he ran? I should have just told him he took a left. And then Puff came back downstairs, he was heated. He said, yo, Gene, I got 126 employees, and these people depend on me for their livelihoods. If these white folks thought or they would think that I had anything to do with any kind of gunplay, they wasn't gonna fuck with me, and they not gonna fuck with me. He said, I'm a businessman. I'm about making money, but something gotta change. I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change.
Now, that's what I want y'all to hear. He didn't say nothing about Suge Knight dying, because he know that he did Suge Knight wrong. In this whole experiment with Tupac and Biggie, all started when Puffy stole an idea from Suge, and Suge retaliated by getting Tupac. And not that he wanted Tupac, he just took advantage of the situation to go at Puffy and Biggie because he wasn't able to sign Biggie to death row. So Pac was a pawn in the whole thing, but Biggie was more than a pawn. He was a piece that whoever had this piece was going to benefit in. And Puffy, he's still benefiting from Biggie. Suge Knight is not benefiting whatsoever for having Pac on his record label. But it is what it is, man. Y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. Now, this is all allegations and alleged news, but, you know, I got a channel called Food for Thought. Y'all got to check that out as well. But mainly, I need y'all to head over to the arcade. I'm about to get this thing set up. We about to be playing some video games tonight. So make sure y'all come through and show me some love. I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. Let me make sure I got my outro together. Damn it.
What it do, girl, girl? What it do, boy, boy? What it do, girl, girl? What it do, boy, boy?
I do apologize. Actually, that outro is for the ladies' room. I might as well show y'all what's going on before I get out of here, since I messed up so badly. Ladies, oh, damn, let me type this in real quick. Y'all bear with me. It's only going to take a second. Ladies, room 112. Yeah, that was the intro for this channel. Y'all got to check this out. Jada Pinkett, she got Will Smith in the hospital. He loving every minute of it. It's a great channel. We got music over there too. Y'all need to check that out. And also, I want to share this with y'all too before we leave, because the main channel got a few differences going on. So y'all got to check it out. And I'm going to explain to y'all what it's all about. We doing Food for Thought. It's an intellectual celebrity news channel. You know, it's all about thinking about half of this stuff.
One of my favorite things is to have a little food for thought, baby. Because it made me think about all the foolish things I bought, yeah. I always...
Look, it's for the grown and sexy, man. It's all mature content. We also got SAT, and we on Docs Daily right now. And yeah, y'all got to get over here, because Jay-Z's daughter spoke about Beyonce not wanting Jay-Z to claim her. Benzino got caught with a man in a Motel 6. And the proof is out there, and he trying to talk his way out of it. The man came out, and he's speaking on it, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. T.I. got booed on stage, and the fans rushed him because his jokes was so corny. So y'all got to get over here and check this stuff out, man. I really do appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification button and hit that Cash App too, $ShawnBlazeDocs. I really do appreciate it. And for all you beautiful ladies out there, y'all know why I be doing these videos. Y'all know why I be risking my motherfucking life.
Risk my life to give you documentation. documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I